All right, guys, the Utah Jazz get a massive win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, Keyonte George, the best player on the floor. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, before we get into this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, I guess like the tweet. If you're on the podcast, make sure you give a 5-star review. I would appreciate it. All right, guys, what a win for the Utah Jazz. Holy smokes. Back end of a back-to-back. I just honestly had this chalked up as just a bad loss for the Jazz, and they absolutely were completely this was incredible. Sorry, we're still figuring this out. If I can't figure out how to do the Twitter and YouTube thing at the same time, then who knows? I don't know. But anyways, just an incredible win for the Utah Jazz. This Minnesota Timberwolves team is very good, very talented, and on any given night can beat anyone and can even be championship caliber most nights of the week. They obviously have Anthony Edwards, who is just absolutely a superstar tonight. Wasn't quite as efficient as I'm sure he would have liked to be, but 38 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's their closer. And it's just a ho-hum 38 points for Anthony Edwards. 39% from the field and 33% from three was what kind of gave the Jazz the opening. But I have to say, this Utah Jazz team in this one played great defense. And that was really the difference in this one for Utah, who is showing more and more signs that next year and beyond is going to be really good. That this team can be a really great team. And if they win this lottery, look out, because Utah has a superstar brewing in Keyonte George. They have a solid all-star caliber guy in Lauri Markkanen. Ace Bailey is showing more and more and more every single night. And we haven't even gotten to the draft yet, and all the young guys on the Jazz. Rudy Gobert was pretty solid for this Timberwolves team, but I gotta say, this is an impressive win for the Jazz. They just flat out beat the Timberwolves. You know, there's some nights where you have some variance where Utah shoots just lights out from three or something like that, and then the team they're playing just has a bad shooting night, and Utah eventually kind of wins out the game. That's been a lot of the wins for this Jazz team this season. This was just a flat out win. You know, wire to wire, they stuck with this Wolves team. They took the lead late, held it, and won. They got stops when they needed to. They just looked like a team that was ready to play and played well and did great. So really impressive stuff for the Utah Jazz. Let's see, man, some of this stuff with our live stuff is a little crazy right now. I got this new plugin and it's working, but things are a little weird. All right, let's go over this Jazz team and just talk about it. So Ace Bailey, we got to talk about each of these guys, mostly the impact guys, but we'll talk about everything like we do. Ace Bailey, I was really impressed. This was, in my opinion, his best game of the season. And it wasn't just the offensive side, which he was just solid. 47% from the field, 37% from three against a very good defensive team in the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I have to say his defense was what was so impressive. I mean, that dunk he had, let's go over it. I want to show you what created it. Running dunk shot. Let's see if it was this one. I believe it was this. What I loved about this is he steals the ball. Boom. This dunk was incredible, but what I'm excited about is look at how he runs out to guard the three-point line here. He's active defensively, and look how he moves out to contest the three, recovers, steals the ball, and then starts the fast break. And then obviously we go to here and just crams it. Also, he gives a stare down to Donte DiVincenzo because he had tried to back DiVincenzo down a few plays earlier. DiVincenzo held his ground and said something. And so this was satisfying to say, oh, how about that one? Boom. Nice job, Ace Bailey, who is lots of smiles, love the personality, but for him to show the nasty is nice. Nasty is nice. Okay? It's nice. And if you don't show some nasty sometimes, it's not nice. If that makes sense. Anyways, I could not be more impressed with Ace Bailey. There were multiple times, too, where he ran the offense, where the offense went through him. And not just like advantage plays where you're getting the ball off a curl, a pin down, a cut to the basket, but getting the ball up top, resetting the possession, and running the pick and roll. We've seen it like 2-3 times in a row now. Lauri Markkanen being sick, which, by the way, according to Zach Lowe, is legit, is giving Ace Bailey the opportunities I think we've all wanted to give him. That he can get this ball, he can run a possession, and things go well. Fantastic growth for Ace Bailey, and he's only going to get better. The athleticism is there, the length is there, the motor is there, and the skill level is there. I mean, he's shooting 37% from 3 in this game, and it's not just catch and shoots. He is taking pull-up threes. He is taking them from the front of the three-point line. It's just impressive stuff. In fact, I think most of these were catch and shoots, but I think he had one pull-up three in this one that made me extremely happy. Let's see. Pull-up jump shot. Yep, 2 of them. Let's see. Look at this. Gets the ball. Come on. Technology. So he comes off. This is off of a pin down right there. Gets the ball, dribble over into the front of the three-point line, knocks it down. Just nice stuff from Ace Bailey. He has so much potential. It's funny. I was kind of looking back at some of my tweets from before to pat myself on the back, as one does, right? As any egotistical maniac will do. I was doing that, but it was interesting to see kind of the tape from Keyonte George from 3 years ago. This guy is going to be this guy is a superstar. How do we not see him do this next year? And Utah, who obviously is going to have to do more work, more shameless tanking, I don't care. Got to do it. Got to do it. And by the way, Utah needs to be active this trade deadline. Got to. The back gets itchy. Scratch my own back. Yes, indeed. Got to scratch your own back. I've been sitting here a while. But anyways, it takes a lot. And for not doggone it, Kiefer 3, you threw me off. But anyways, I was looking at those plays from Keyonte George before. He has just absolutely turned into everything I hoped he would, and it's fantastic. And the point of that is to say is like we're seeing baseline Ace Bailey right now. He's just going to get better, and he's getting more and more comfortable handling the ball. With the play time on the floor, what happens is you learn what you can and can't do. And he's learned some of the things. I think he's been a little tentative at times. But what he's learning is, oh, wait, I can actually do this. I can actually do that. He's getting the ball in the post. He's getting the ball off pin downs. He's coming off of curls. He's cutting to the basket. But he's also getting the ball in certain possessions and realizing, hey, I don't have to be Kyrie Irving with the ball. What I can do is just be Kevin Durant and get the ball in certain situations and handle the ball just enough that I can run the possession. And he's only going to get better. You know, he works hard. He tries. He's got a great motor, great attitude. He does what you ask him to do. It's just really exciting stuff. We got to give credit to Cody Williams, who's turning into an absolute rotation player for the future for this Jazz team. You put the defense for this Jazz team was pretty impressive, and we shouldn't be surprised. This is something I have been hoping for, and I'm sure the Jazz as well, is that when you draft guys like Ace Bailey and Cody Williams, who are tall and long and athletic, if they can defend, if they can learn to defend, if you have them play with effort and toughness and physicality, that they can become good defenders. And it shouldn't be a surprise next year when this Jazz defense improves, if Cody Williams, likely coming off the bench, can get minutes and really impact the game, not necessarily just offensively, but defensively. We're seeing good stuff from Cody Williams. He has been shooting the ball pretty well from 3 recently, and we know what he can do driving to the basket. He's putting together a really nice second season. A guy who got absolutely blasted yet last year. Didn't even play his full rookie season. Remember, he missed like the last 6 weeks because of sickness, which I think was mono or something like that. He is now getting more and more time, more opportunity. Utah needs to trade Svi. They need to trade Kyle Anderson. They need to trade Kevin Love, George Niang, all these guys so that Cody Williams can get more minutes. They just got to. And then against, the Pelicans and the Kings, it's got to be sickness for Keyonte George, groin pulls, random traumatic experiences, pulled over in traffic and couldn't, and car got impounded, couldn't play. Stuff like that's got to happen in the future because Keyonte George is becoming too darn good. Utah has to keep this pick. It's just a precarious situation. It just is. And guess what? The shameless tanking is worth it. It's got to happen. But guess what? We are going to enjoy nights like tonight because Utah was phenomenal. I had fun. I'm not going to lie. I just had fun watching Keyonte George just absolutely go off. Jusuf Nurkic gets the first triple-double of the season for the Jazz and the first one since Jordan Clarkson. Impressive stuff. Excited. 2001 gaming fan. By the way, guys, if you are one of those that emailed me, I am trying to get to it. It's just hard. It's back end of a back-to-back 2-game nights in a row. I'm trying to get to all the SLC Dunk contributors. I'm just busy with all the stuff going on. It's hard to get to everyone, but I'm trying. Thank you to everyone who wants to write. I need more writers. I need, like Jerry Sloan says, I don't need shooters. I need makers. I don't need writers. I need bangers for this SLC Dunk team. By the way, if you want to join SLC Dunk, you can go to the slcdunk.com and see the article I put where it's like writers wanted. I wonder if you just do SLC Dunk writers wanted and Google that. But now is the time. There's a lot of people that talk about how, I can't even watch the Utah Jazz. Oh my gosh. If you are watching the Utah Jazz right now, you are watching the beginning of something great. Great. And yes, they're going to lose a lot more games to end the season. They have to. I mean, this is a really fun win. It's nice that Charlotte and Dallas are figuring things out, and Utah kind of has that 6th spot locked in. But it's precarious. I would like to get to the 4 or 5. And I think the Jazz will by the end of the season, But we're going to enjoy nights like tonight. By the way, thank you for the $2, 2001 gaming fan. Super appreciated. Key for 3 for PG. $5. My man, thank you so much. Minnie deserved some Jazz love, e.g. Kevin Love, to take back home. We need more Taylor and less Nurkic. 100%. 100%. We need some tank commanders up in this. More Walt and less Key for 3 tank, not enough. Guys, everything I hoped for, thank you for, again, Key for 3. I really appreciate it. Everything we hoped for with Keyonte George is happening, is occurring. He is doing it. He is looking like an absolute superstar guard. The numbers he's putting up are just crazy. Crazy. In fact, like something like 34 points per game. Like what happens next year when he is just absolutely unleashed, when the Utah Jazz have Walker Kessler back? And by the way, we got some interesting things to talk about because Kessler and Nurkic have been doing similar things, but Nurkic has been pretty darn good offensively. And so it'll be interesting to see if the Jazz play the same level. I assume they will, to be honest. I think Kessler can step in and do what Nurkic is doing. But I have to say, probably a good idea to get like a 2-year, $10 million, like $5 million per year option for Nurkic next year. Why not? He's playing really well. Have him come off the bench. Pretty awesome stuff, and you can have like a team option the second year. Pretty awesome. I'm pretty darn excited about next year, guys. And honestly, we should be happy about this year. This Utah Jazz team is absolutely turned up. Do the kids still say it? They are absolutely turned. They're bussing. No cap. Right? I'm 42. Okay, so Nurkic, just awesome tonight. And I guess that is the conversation. Can Walker Kessler, if the Jazz re-sign him, which I think is like 85% probability that happens, Can Walker Kessler put up these types of numbers? 18 rebounds, 10 assists, 16 points. First triple-double since Jordan Clarkson, since the Jazz had to absolutely manufacture it. This was an unmanufactured triple-double. Ethical triple-double for the Jazz. Ethical. Pure hooper, as they say. It's crazy. I was actually watching a possession against the Spurs, and I had to laugh at the effort from Nurkic protecting the rim. He was like, I have to say, the effort was low in movement. Nurkic does not move his feet. No one loves standing under the basket to protect the rim more than Yusuf Nurkic. And if you want to go see what I'm talking about, go watch the last 5 minutes against the Spurs. It was pretty great. I have put more effort in moving forward in the line at the ice cream stand than Nurkic was putting in moving his feet under the basket. Now, tonight, he was awesome and just absolutely brought the juice. He had a vendetta against Rudy Gobert. He got bloody. He gave everything. This was like magnum opus for Yusuf Nurkic tonight. Against the Spurs, maybe not so much. But tonight, it was fantastic, and I enjoyed it. And his passing from that three-point line to cutters is great. 10 assist worthy. 10 assist worthy. And he is an elite defensive rebounder. Just absolutely engulfs the rebound. And nobody wants any part of Yusuf Nurkic, and him and Rudy Gobert were absolutely flailing arms, especially Rudy, trying to catch an elbow, which they did. Nurkic literally bleeding down his eye from playing this game. This was a fun one, guys. This is one like where you go and rewatch it just for fun. The Keyonte George 43 points, the Yusuf Nurkic triple-double. The ace, I kind of feel like we had a breakout from Ace Bailey tonight. You know, we had a breakout from Cody Williams earlier in the year. It was that first dunk where he drove to the basket and he was like, oh, I can do this, right? Ace Bailey dunking on people. I don't know if we've really seen him do a line drive. I am cramming it on you, and it was tonight. To me, that, like, for one thing, it's scary for the tank because Ace Bailey is top-tier prospect, and watch out. He's the guy that has been forgotten by all the, you know, the lazy nationals, as I used to say once upon a time. By the way, can I just say, it has been some time since I've been excited about a win. I've missed this a little bit. It's going to be fun next year. I tell you what. Now is the time to join SLC Dunk. Now is the time to subscribe to the Hoops Nerd channel. The future is bright. It is bright. We talked about this for years. We had to go through the darkness together. We did. We knew it was there, but nothing comes without sacrifice. You cannot appreciate the good without having walked and been through the bad. You cannot grow crops without putting the seed in the ground and watering them, right? The crops don't grow without the work. And Utah is now growing these players. This crop of players is growing. As someone who worked on a potato farm, those potatoes are looking golden, baby. Golden. And we're getting the big ones. The football-sized ones that don't fit through the tractor. Those are the ones you take home and you put in the oven and you get the absolute best mashed potatoes with golden butter on top, baby. That's what we got. We got ourselves some prime potato. Prime potatoes growing on this Utah Jazz team. Prime potato. The best. The absolute best. Most underrated, the best vegetable of all time. The best vegetable of time, and we've grown those. The absolute potatoes. That's what we got. You can thrive on potatoes, baby. These ain't those radishes, right? Ain't no beets up in here. We're prime potatoes that grow and they're long-term and they sustain, okay? Fry them, mash them, put them in a stew. All right, Svi Mikhailuk needs to be traded yesterday. Yesterday. I'm telling you, I don't know what it's going to take. Can we please trade Svi Mikhailuk? More Cody Williams. Have we not seen the fruits of our labor yet? When you give these players time, you will see the fruits of your labor. And please, there is no point. Trade him. It does not matter. You can go get guys off the market. Absolutely. Go just make a trade with the Sacramento Kings. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Just do it next year. Right now, we've got to do things for now. Do things for now. For now. Okay? Okay, Austin? Danny, come on. Justin, come on. Make it the move. Stop this. Okay, it's time to talk about Keyonte George, even though we've talked about him already. We talked about this 3 years ago. The signs were there, and this is how you got to look at prospects. I know it's important to look at numbers, but numbers are only one piece of the puzzle. When you are looking at a prospect, and this is something I've gotten, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to pat myself on the back. If any of you get mad at me patting myself on the back, well, tough. I called it 3 years ago, and I regret every day. Every day I sit and I mourn that I deleted the tweet talking about comparing Donovan Mitchell and Keyonte George. Well, no, I regret it. Do not delete takes because you never know when they come back to roost. Anyways, I called it 3 years ago. I said this guy has it. And it was a little rocky at times. The percentages were not quite there, but there was context. It's why it's important to watch the games. Watch the games. Watch the film. Watch the tape. See what happens. Not every missed shot is the same. Getting the shot with 3 seconds left in the shot clock, in my book, does not count as a miss. That counts as bad offense. And there were times where Keyonte George had to deal with that. We had a lot of people complaining about body language with Keyonte George. Not a lot of that anymore. Not a lot of that anymore. And there were reasons. It was funny yesterday to watch Keyonte George talk with Kelly Olynyk, who, with Jordan Clarkson, actively iced out Keyonte George night after night. Of all the things that were not good management for this Jazz team, it was bringing Kelly Olynyk on and re-signing Jordan Clarkson. Why? There was no point. The minutes should have gone to Keyonte George. I'm glad they went to them when they did. I'm glad they did when they did. But there was context to the bad body language, and sometimes excuses are legit. And sometimes bad body language is warranted. If you are being iced out and it is not your fault, sometimes you're not going to feel great about it, okay? Especially when guys like Jordan Clarkson, once upon a time, were allowed to do whatever they wanted. And yet when Keyonte George would do something, would get all the hate. It was ridiculous. Dirty Jazz Car Wash Channel, baby. $1.99. Thank you so much. Hope Jazz make play-in spot before season ends. Well, I cannot say I agree, but you know, this is a place of all opinions. Most opinions. Some opinions but most opinions, especially Jazz related. But I appreciate your support, Car Wash Channel. I appreciate it very much. Anyways, the signs were there. Really what had to happen with Keyonte George was that the decision-making had to improve, the efficiency, just like the overall skill level had to improve. But you could see it with him that he could do it all. You know? He could score, he could get his shot from three. He could get his mid-range pull-up. He could drive to the basket. We saw him make every pass. You know? He wasn't given the opportunity to run the show very often, but when he was, he made plays that were pretty impressive. Really impressive. Night after night, there would be like 1 or 2 assists where you're like, whoa, he can make that play? One-handed lefty John Stockton-esque pass to the corner? One-handed pick and roll pocket pass to Walker Kessler, easy dunk? He can make that play? He would do it night after night. If you were watching closely, like all the Hoops nerds did, all of us Hoops nerds did, we watched it. We did the work. You could see it. It wasn't just numbers, because the box score boneheads who only go and judge things off of a box score did not give the context and watch little clips on Twitter and Instagram or whatever, and didn't look at what was happening. Didn't watch him get iced out. Didn't watch him get the bad shots at the end of the shot clock. But they would just judge it based off of that. So, moral of the story is he could do it all. Now, it didn't mean that he didn't have to improve. He did have to improve. And last season was pretty tough. And by his own admission, was not high enough level. And Will Hardy said the same. But we knew he could. It was possible. And everything we had hoped for Keyonte George is happening. Everything. Everything. And guess what? Even the Cody Williams pick is looking pretty good. Taylor Hendricks, I think people have said that David Locke's talked about this. I don't listen to David Locke, but sometimes he says good things. That you need to wait on Taylor Hendricks. And I agree. We don't know. Catastrophic injury, we don't know the timetable for that. It takes time. Basically, the same thing that happened to Gordon Hayward, it kind of ended his career. We got to give Taylor Hendricks time. I think he'll come back and eventually be what he's going to be. But anyways, we should be very excited about Keyonte George. I'm taking my victory laps. He was a late blooming potato. But you know what? Sometimes the little red potatoes are really nice and really delicious. And that's what Cody Williams might be, right? You just steam those up, put them in some butter, eat those with some broccoli, add some steak on the side. Oh, mama. Oh, mama, you got yourself something really nice. And that's what Cody Williams is turning into. A really nice side dish, right? He's not probably going to be the main dish. He's probably not going to be the medium, perfectly cooked, butter-crusted steak. But he will probably be a nice side dish that really enhances the main course, right? I think that's what he's going to be. You know, Keyonte George is the main dish. He's that beautiful steak. And Cody Williams is perfectly happy being that connective piece. It's really great. Like, Cody Williams might be stuffing, and I love stuffing. Stuffing is my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Stuffing is the most underrated food of Thanksgiving, by the way. Anyone who is anti-stuffing is incorrect. Stuffing is just an incredibly important part. No, it is not the main dish, but it is the connective piece. It plays defense. It supports everyone else. It does not care if it scores or you score. It just wants to make the right play. And when it's well seasoned and when it's perfectly cooked, it is a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. But you do need to connect it with others with some nice cranberry sauce out of the can or some perfectly cooked potatoes, staying on metaphor, or that nice juicy turkey or steak or ham or whatever meat you choose. He is a stovetop defender, baby. By the way, shout out stovetop stuffing. Super quick, super delicious. It's there for you in a pinch. It does not mind coming off the bench. It does not mind if it starts. It's gonna do what you need it to do. And it is always effective. We won't make the play-in, Mother Burger. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mother Burger. We got some resting to do. Kyle Filipowski had a solid night. I've been really down on him, and I don't know if I'm in on the Kyle Filipowski experience in general. But he had a solid night tonight. 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. When he's hitting the 3, it's really effective. It is very effective. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Is that how? Yeah. One thing about these graphs is it's HTML. I wish I could But anyways, 11 points, 3 turnovers. Solid night. These are the nights where Kyle Filipowski looks good. Like when he can actually, and I think the defense with these other guys was pretty good. It's been pretty bad recently, and I had a little suspicious feeling when we put in Kyle Filipowski late that it was to open up that basket for, I had a feeling that there was a little bit of like putting in Filipowski because that rim protection is terrible. What I did not predict is how good Ace Bailey would be at the rim and his defensive rebounding, super elite. I mean, some of these, like, look at this. I want to show you why I think Ace Bailey won this game for Utah. Obviously, Keyonte George is reason number 1. But let's see here. This is period 4. Look at this. All these rebounds, all in the fourth quarter. This is called winning basketball plays. 102-97. Look at this. Bailey rebound. The defense here. Oh, that's like a... Did they give him a rebound when it should have been a steal? Right here. Is this just... Oh, that's... Well, that doesn't really count. That's like a miss. That's a bad miss shot. Here's... By the way, look at this Kyle Anderson defense. Fantastic. And then Collier deserves credit here as well. Kyle Anderson, who may have torn his Achilles, I don't know, still manages to contest the shot. They can't score, and look who dives in. Boom. That possession is over. I loved this little bounce pass. By the way, was this a nutmeg? Speaking of cooking, oh, it goes, I thought he didn't go between the legs, did he? Whoop. This pass was actually fantastic. I loved this pass because you know they're going for the ball. Bing bong. Don't get it. All right, this right here, winning play again. Look where Ace Bailey jumps to get this rebound off the free throw. They just didn't. They got the wrong play. Come on, NBA. You're ruining my show. Let's see here. This is transition. Miss 3. This is around 3. I don't know. He just makes winning plays. He has a nose for the ball. He makes... I wouldn't trade Hendricks. I don't think anyone's trading for Hendricks, Mother Burger. I don't think anyone's trading for him, nor would I want to. I just think it's the same reason, like, at this point, I'm just rest Markkanen the rest of the season. I wouldn't trade, I mean, for the rest of the seasoning. You know, you've got to get the value back at this point because Utah is going to be competitive next year. So you got to think in terms of value back. Unless like Atlanta calls and wants to give you the Pelicans pick, right? I would trade Lauri Markkanen for the Pelicans pick, straight up. I would just do that. That would be a no-brainer to me. You know, if they wanted to give us Dyson Daniels, who can't hit a 3, and you give them Lauri Markkanen, I would do that in a heartbeat. But they won't do that. But I would. But for Taylor Hendricks, I don't even know what anyone would give, right? Like, maybe the I don't know. I just don't think there's a market there. But also, he's a distressed asset that you want to improve. Like, I think Taylor Hendricks is going to be on the Jazz and probably contributing in 2 seasons at a high level. I hope. But I don't think you're getting... I mean, I honestly think it's worth it to just have him play out... Just speaking of Taylor Hendricks, because he didn't play tonight, but just having him play out his rookie contract, and I would give him a second contract, and I would prefer him not contribute at all and just be kind of a bust than trade him for pennies on the dollar, Because I think he can develop into something. The idea of Taylor Hendricks is great, but we've talked about this in the past. You can get in trouble when you date someone because you like the idea of dating them than the reality when they're not nice to you, okay? So be careful about the idea of something versus the reality of something, right? My hand. So anyways, let's talk Collier. I got to say, Collier was a +9. I really like him as the Jazz backup guard. Is he perfect? No. But I like him. He plays defense. We saw on some of those rebounds, he's in the trenches. I want guys that are in the trenches, that are willing to make the tough play, the hard play, the right play to win the game. And I think Isaiah Collier is willing to do that. At some point, you've got to fill this team with guys that can defend the ball. And he's one of those guys that will defend. Now, is he perfect on the defensive end? No, he's not. But he does make plays, and I think he can get better. And we got to remember that Collier is young, and we're developing him as well, right? He's 21. He is very, very young. So you've got to just let him develop too. I think he definitely can. Utah is going to be super competitive next year. I think Utah has a chance to be top 6 in the West, especially if they win the lottery. They're going to go out and get more pieces, and they're going to be super competitive. But Utah is filling their team with athletes, and Collier is one of them. And offensively, he does some really nice things. Obviously, in transition, he's an absolute weapon. Next year, he's going to be a weapon for Utah off the bench in transition. Just fantastic. He knows how to score in multiple situations. He really has figured out how to score in the half court, which was an absolute problem last year. This year, he's kind of figuring it out. I mean, Utah is developing these guys in a nice way, and it's making it difficult to lose, especially like nights like tonight are going to happen. And as much as I want to keep the pick, and I have no doubt we will, it's going to be tough. There's going to have to be a lot of resting, a lot of it. And the NBA is going to change some rules based off of this Utah Jazz team, but so be it. Deal with it. Deal with it, Adam Silver, you crook, you criminal. Deal with it. All right, so finally, Kyle Anderson, it looked like he had some sort of injury. Hopefully he's okay. He just plays winning basketball. I really like him. I mean, honestly, if they don't trade him, can they just rest him for the rest of the year and have him be off the bench for Utah next year? He does nice things. He defends, and you will win basketball games with Kyle Anderson on your team. You just will. It's what he does. And finally, Walter Clayton, who was 2 for 5 from the field. Nice to see him have at least a reasonable percentage. 3 rebounds and a plus 16. He's just, I don't know. We also got to give a chance to Walter Clayton to develop, and he's doing it. So nice to see. Guys, that was a fun win tonight. Fun win for the Utah Jazz. Sorry. First cough tonight. Dang it. Probably a sign that I probably need to end this. But I forgot to do the tankathon last time. The Jazz won the lottery and got the second spot last time. We can't forget that. Utah's in the lottery. We got to do the sim. Right? Like we do. Let's see. Also, the music didn't play last time. I don't know why. Stupid OBS messed me up. But anyways, Utah, even with the win tonight, solid in the 6th spot. They're going to have to get creative with resting, and I think they have a chance to really rise, especially if someone like Sacramento gets Domantas Sabonis back. And, I still think that New Orleans is going to pass Utah up. They got 5 games to do it, but New Orleans is not playing to lose. So I don't know what's going on. They're the most idiotic run team right now, but they will get better. All right, if the lottery was today, what would happen? Utah keeps the pick. Success. Now, they fall to 8. Sacramento gets the number 1. It looks like Atlanta gets the number 2, and Milwaukee gets the number 3. That's crazy. We'll see. I don't know all the things on that, but that gives Utah Koa Pete. Pretty impressive stuff. Utah also has a chance for a lot of different guys. I think Utah has a chance to pick someone really nice here. Yusufu is an incredible shooter. There's a lot of people that like Yaxel Land. I know my guy Dre loves Landeberg. Huh. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I got to do more draft deep dives. But I tell you what, I sure like the guy I really like is Jaden Quintons. Did he jump off? Oh, look, at 11. I think he's going to be good. I don't care. I know he can't shoot the 3, but he looks like a center to me. All right. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Let's give a shout out to see ya, Lexa Later. See ya, Minnesota, Lexa Later. Ryan Perry, the legend. The name means king. Jace is the ace. Garner. Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong list here. Mother Burger. No soup for you. You got to join All-Stars to get the shout out. Steve Areno, Stew Sir, let him cook sturdy pots. Ezekiel Ricibe, the man from down under. Tyson Price, the price is right. Jordan the Goat Besserol. Christian House Money to Haas. Robert Hall of Fame, Arcs Poetica, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Kiefer 3 at PG, the OG, and Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on the podcast, please give a 5-star review. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow, retweet it, share it.